today. From Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers versus Jacoby Brissett and the Washington football team.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in uptown Charlotte. Today it's Week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here between the Washington football team and the Carolina Panthers. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
McCaffrey with a first down and more. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. A big pickup there on the run. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that, but that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercising before this one, and they're paying off.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey. He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And he's out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line as...
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive.
First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Point after here coming up. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago.
14 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so that some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
From the 29, Brissett over the middle, complete to Samuel. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
3rd and short yardage, Brissett. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
And here's a give to Gibson.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Darnold on 3rd down. There's Tremble, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Darnold on 1st down. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up first and 10.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. A handoff for Gibson.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, hey, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, but we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Darnold's throw here into the hands of Moore.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Play action. It's Darnold. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Now it's Darnold. And he's got the hook up to Moore. of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Again, McCaffrey.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
From back at the 3 now, this is 3rd and goal. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. Well, it was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Here's Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. To the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. On 2nd and inches, Brissett. He's got it to Gibson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Washington with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Here's Gibson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 2nd down, Thorpe, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And Washington has made this a 1-score game. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead will shrink to 6. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Darnold. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
3rd and 2, Darnold. Got his open man, it's Carr. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. To the air again, Darnold. That is caught by Anderson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question, a leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big connection on that one, 38 yards. You need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down now, Thorpe. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On 1st down, Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU most valuable. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Antonio Gibson.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And Washington able to make this a close game again.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against them. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for them on third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Whenever we're talking about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Darnold completes it. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 20-yard line.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
84 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Working with a 2nd and 3.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's brought down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On the ground, McCaffrey. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, it's apparent the defense understands the situation. They have to keep them out of the end zone here. That's a great start by them. A loss on that play. Can they force them into a field goal attempt and still give their offense an opportunity?
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown in his third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix fix things there.
So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up. Well, let's call that a less than ideal play on first down.
No doubt about that one, because that was a situation of just digging a deeper and deeper hole for himself, and it ended up a big-time loss.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Here's Brissett. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Big hold of the 30, and all the way up to the 37-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. And we're back now in Charlotte. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Throwing. Brissett. Thomas has got it. Complete.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
A first down throw for Brissett.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Brissett. Open man is Samuel. Complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Into the air once more. It's Brissett.
And he will find his man, Samuel. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
58 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson
with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And Washington has taken the lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
A first down throw. Darnold got his man complete over the middle. It's Marshall. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Darnold from the gun. That one complete to Anderson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them a lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Something of a rare incompletion. I mean, remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
Last week was commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. That caught by Trimble. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, after the loss on 1st down, they're going to walk that line and understand they don't have to rush just yet. But time is still going to be a factor in their decision-making. Call your play. Make sure everyone knows what they're doing. You have to score a touchdown here. You've got to find a way to cash in.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think
that is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. Robbie Anderson. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And here we go on the next drive for Washington.
And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. To throw is Brissett. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. Touchdown, Washington. David Moore, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And Washington has once again taken the lead.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they're bringing back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. On first down, it's Darnold. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. Touchdown Panthers. Robbie Anderson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the 4th. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. It means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they didn't change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for them.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Now Brissett gets this to Moore.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Brissett.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Brissett.
Going back to Moore. This time he's got him complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Brissett.
Got an open man. Finds Gibson.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Brissett looks to throw. Thomas brings it in. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now Brissett. Quick slant caught by Moore. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Now Gibson.
takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. So Sam Darnold in the offense, down by a field goal, 40 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. Darnold. That's into the hands of Marshall. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Looking underneath and finding Hubbard.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here's Darnold. There's Trimble, the tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Darnold to throw.
He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? You remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for Washington,
they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans